Hello viewers. I had this on the old Tronic 64 channel, and I thought I'd do another review on this just for keep good business. And I really like this. This is the original Star Trek AMT model, the USS Enterprise. And this kit has been released several different times, and it's all just like the 1970s original kit. Let's see if we can. All right. Okay, so I thought we'd just take a look at it, and I'm not sure when the release date on this kit was. It's the same kit, but it's newer than the 60s or 70s, released in a newer time period. All right. Also, I'd like to say that I bought this off of eBay, and this has been a long time ago. It's one of the first things I ever bought off eBay, and they started to put it together and then stopped. So that's where I'm going to start with. And this is it's a two-piece saucer, and you can see on here I drew this on to kind of get an idea of what it might be like to paint it, because all the vents and stuff that the real one has. But it comes in two pieces, and then you have a dome here that you glue on for the bridge, and you have your impulse engines here, which are also glued on. Now, it had the like the plates and everything on here. I sanded this smooth, and the reason I did that is because the original Enterprise, if you look at it, the original Enterprise is also smooth like that. So I wanted to try to get the most realistic effect that I could get with it. Cool. Alright, that's the first part of it. And here we have the engine nacelles, which there again they had started to put these together. And these are actually complete, and they need to be painted and decaled. And one of these days I'm going to get to getting this ship together. I've had this for I've had this for almost 20 years. And you see here I've done some of the detailing on it here. This is just a black marker, and I was just getting an idea of what some of the windows would look like blacked out. And I was going to try yellow or some kind of a brighter thing than white, like the windows were on, in some of the rooms, just like the real one. I'm not going to try a lighting kit. You actually could, if you were good with this stuff, which a lot of people are, you could actually cut these out because they're indentation with a Dremel tool or something, and put LED lights in there, small LED lights. You could cut a few of them out, or just put one light in there. A bright light would also work to light those up. So anyway, it's a fairly straightforward kit. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea here. If you're putting it together, this is the top part of the pylon section, as I call it, and these are all pre-adjusted. And just like the real model, I'll tell you something on them. These like to kind of set down in the back like that. But here it is from the side without the saucer. And I'm trying to just give you guys an idea what the scale of it was. And there it is with the saucer. It's really a cool little kit, really. And it's been in and out of production for probably 4 decades. And it's been under, I think it was Revell in the beginning, and then AMT bought them, and which I'm not for sure, I think AMT and Revell are the same company now. You can check and see. But here's this is the lower section to the pylon section, and it just goes together like this. and I was thinking those had little snap points. And this is not a snap together kit. This is an all glue and paint kit, by the way. And being this is a glue and paint kit, you'll want to, you have to work and adjust this and sand and glue till you get it just right. But it's this model is all complete. It has, this is your deflector or your radome that goes on the front, and really that's about all the pieces I've got to it. It's all here. It's got a full decal set. And I think already, just getting into this, I think my first video on this was a lot more exciting and more professional. But anyway, we'll take a look here at this instructions. And they've got a pretty good instruction manual. It's got AMT Ertel, okay? And I still think that was originally released under Rebel, but you guys, you're more fluent than me. You'll have to get on the internet and look that up. But anyway, it's USS Enterprise, United Federation of Planets, Heavy Cruiser Class Starship, NCC 1701. And something I wanted to mention here too with these decals, you can build these of any of the Enterprise class ships, or the Constellation class ships, the Constitution class ships, excuse me. But you can build it as the Constitution, the Constellation, the Potemkin, the Hood, the Lexington, the Enterprise, the Farragut, Excalibur, and Intrepid. And they've got all the numbers here. You can make the hull number correspond with the name. Now, on that, you'd probably have to get on the internet nowadays, because I don't think anywhere in the instructions here it gives the number for, like, if you're building it as a Constitution, that was the first one, the lead ship of the class. I don't know if it gives the hull number. We'll look as we go through these instructions. But this stuff, I've had it for so long, they're starting to yellow. But anyway, we're going to open this, and this is the beginning here, and you can see your saucer section. And this is really quick assembly. There's the dome I told you about. And you know, there is some of this stuff missing, because I don't see that in there. And that's not good. In some way or another, that's got away from me. So I am missing a few spots. Okay, anyway, here's the saucer section. You put the clear, what I'll call a radome or dome on there. And you could light that if you wanted. You could cut out the holes in this saucer section and then open this hole up, and you could put a single light in here would be the easiest, and you could light up, however many windows and stuff you wanted to cut out. You know, there's some flexibility on these, but you got to be really good at it. These were not built for lighting kits and stuff like that. But here's they call it the main propulsion subassembly, which is your warp drive. And you just, over here, main propulsion subassembly. It's like a flow chart. And then you got, this is the final ship assembly and completion. And it has a little stand and everything for it. So I'm going to cut out of here for just a minute. I want to see if I can find the rest of the parts to this. We'll be right back. Okay, the dome was already mounted. I did this not too long ago, so it hasn't been lost. The only thing I don't have for it is it's got a display stand. That when you're done with it, you have this little display stand. I don't have that. That's the only thing that I'm missing. So, not too bad. But I was going to read you here a little bit about it. It says, the USS Enterprise, as it was seen in your old Earth television series called Star Trek, is a heavy class starship. The Enterprise is one of 14 ships of this class, which currently comprise the United Federations of Planets' primary peacekeeping force. Now, see, they're looking at this like, this is they're really real, from the point of the show. And keep in mind, this was all made typed up back in the 60s. The Heavy Cruiser is a deep space starship. Although it's primarily a military vehicle, it is also an instrument of scientific research and diplomacy in the service of the Federation. The standard ship's complement numbers 430, of which 40 hold officers' rank. Under normal conditions, there are permanent stateroom accommodations for 500. However, lounges and cargo holds can be easily converted into staterooms whenever the need arises. A typical day for the crew member begins 1 hour before duty call. Everyone is expected to show up for duty watch and clean and well fed, because a starship is never at rest. There is 1/2 hour overlap between shifts. A standard watch lasts 8 hours, after which each individual is free to pursue their own interest. When a yellow alert is sounded, all stations are manned by the duty watch, and the previous watch must report the duty stations to act as backup battle stations. Should either the primary or secondary hull of the heavy cruiser become too severely damaged to maintain life support systems, the other has the full capacity to operate independently as an emergency lifeboat and can effectively house the entire ship's complement. Now that's where you have, like, the saucer section would separate from this section, and you could have, there's this bridge underneath on the pylon, this section with the impulse drive would separate. But on the show, the 60 show, all the time it was on, I never seen this saucer separated. The first time I seen the saucer separate from an Enterprise type of ship was on Generations. And I think that happened on Generations 3 or 4 times, the separation of the saucer. So it says anyway, if you wish to add to the realm of this kit, recommended their major sub-assemblies be completed and painted prior to final assembly. This will allow for less cumbersome handling as detail painting is done. Avoid using excessive bonding agents, paints. When using sprays, the parts are arranged on trees and can be easily removed using a sharp knife. If gaps occur between large pieces, such as the saucers, they can be adequately filled with any good modeler's putty available in your time period. Use only painted and bonding agents especially designed for use on styrene plastic. We recommend painting the sub-assemblies gloss white or light blue and dusting these parts with a very light spray of silver. After this has thoroughly dried, detail can be added using a fine artist brush. Some paints may need to be thin for proper application. The paint and decal chart supplied should aid you in your selection of the colors used. So anyway, this is the actual 60s instructions assembly manual. And here's the markings and everything. And I don't see anywhere in here where if you build another one of the ships, you can build it as a Constitution, for example. Oh, here we go, right here. Here it is. Okay, if you're going to build the Constitution, the hull number is NCC 1700 rather than NCC 1701. And like I said, there's a full decal set here with the names. You cut USS and you can put Yorktown, Intrepid, Republic, and then here's your hull numbers. And you've got 2 or 3 different sides of hull numbers. I think you can put these on the side of the pylons there too. And they're really generous with the numbers and stuff like that. Now these are your support section or bottom section decals that go on the side, and you want to be careful with these because they're not too sparing on those. You've only got one chance on those. These, if you mess the numbers up or something, they've got enough of them on here that you could recover, and from a mistake or something. So this goes way back to that time period. It's a subscription to modelers to subscribe to the Blueprinter magazine. But I think we've covered the basic contents of the kit, and this is actually more assembled than I remembered having done it. I did some of it, but one of these was already done. They had done one of them. And here's your front forward section. Everybody remembers this. This is painted kind of a gold, and you have your, gosh, I'm not even on there. This is painted kind of gold, and you have your radome or your radar that goes there on the front. I think that's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to do a reboxing, and that's where I lay all the parts out I lay all the parts out, and we rebox it so you get an idea of what comes with the kit. Now, these are not on trees because they've been assembled, but still, you'll get an idea of what the kit is and what goes with it. So, all right, we're going to do this reboxing. Let me, all right, here we go. I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm going to do this slow, and I don't talk during this part where you can get an idea of what comes with the kit. So, here we go. And like I say, these have been assembled, so you'll kind of have to imagine by looking at the parts on here how many parts you get when it's assembled. All right. And there you have it. All right, this was a quick little video, and might add maybe not real professional, but I hope anybody looking to buy one of these vintage kits, this will give you an idea of the contents, the skill level to build it, and get a good idea, general picture of what you get with the kit. So, okay, appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.